So, as I'm recording this episode, I am right in the middle of launch mode. I am launching my membership that is called the Website Laboratory, and it is crazy busy. So, I wanted to record an episode in the thick of it all that just kind of shares with you what my life looks like during a launch versus what my life looks like when I'm not in launch mode. So, I hope you'll join me and kind of hear the difference in how my workload is, what my life looks like, what my family life looks like, what my schedule looks like, and how I kind of manage it all and why I'm looking forward to being done with the launch. I mean, I'm super excited about all of the students that are coming in and participating with them moving forward, but launch mode is crazy, you guys, and it's exhausting. So before we get into it, this episode is brought to you by our 30-day website roadmap. We have a roadmap that helps you determine if your website needs to be done, redone, or even if you don't have a website, what things you might want to consider when it comes to pulling your website together. So you can download this free resource at thefirstclick.net/30 days. Check it out, you guys. It gives you a ton of resources as far as what you should be considering when building out your website.
You're listening to the Digital Marketing Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, Sammy Bedell-Mulhern, and each week I bring you tips from myself and other experts, as well as hot seats with small business owners and entrepreneurs to demystify digital marketing and get you on your way to generating more leads and growing your business.
Launch mode for me looks something like a 4-week path. And I am by no means perfect at this. We've only done it a few times, and I am learning more and more with every launch that I do. But it is a process, you guys. It is Facebook ads. It is thank you pages and landing pages and tons of Facebook posts and Facebook lives and Instagram lives and IGTV. I mean, it's a lot of work. But at the end of the day, I love it. I love opening the doors to my courses and memberships and being able to welcome new business owners into what we're doing to help them grow and help them get more sales and help them generate more traffic to their website, more leads, and ultimately, like I said, more business. But don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want to do it all the time. So my hope is for 2020 to be in launch mode maybe 4 times a year total, and then continue to pare it down from there because it is exhausting. So as I'm recording this episode, we have our challenge that is starting on Monday. So we have a 5-day email challenge. Today is Thursday afternoon as I'm recording this. So Monday, we have a 5-day challenge that's going to happen in email. I have a bunch of live streams that I'm going to be doing with existing students. And then, all sorts of other things all on top of that. And so it's going to be a 8-day cart open, cart close situation where we're going to be trying to sell our membership, the Website Laboratory. When I'm not in launch mode, I'm still very much active and participating and involved in the activities that are happening in my business with regards to social media. So we still produce the podcast on a regular basis. We still are active in our private Facebook group. We are active on social media because once the launch is done, we go into nurture mode. And then we're having conversations with people that didn't buy as far as why they didn't buy. We are just continuing to provide value, provide information, and give people the tools that they need to continue to grow their business with digital marketing and their websites. So I think it's important to understand that the cycle is not just like, oh, I'm in launch mode, so now I'm going to start to splatter everybody with all of this stuff. But instead, if you're emailing your list weekly, if you're producing a podcast every week or a blog post or a YouTube video, if you're continually showing up for your audience, then when you go to sell to them, it's not quite so jarring because you've provided all this value for them moving forward. And I should say not moving forward. You've provided all this value to them as you've been kind of taking them along the sales path and then offering them something that is going to give them more value. So launch mode, non-launch mode, it's kind of all important, but I'm telling you that the process of being in launch mode is exhausting. So I've got Facebook Lives that I have to do on a regular basis, webinars, all of the things. And it's all about how you show up. So I had a launch in July for Your Starter Site, which is our course that helps you build your website with Divi. Helps you build a 4-page website, maintain control, starts from buying your domain all the way through to launch. And, I planned my launch in July and I had it all set, but, I was going to be out of town. So I was going to be in Iowa during the launch, and it was a struggle. And I stopped showing up for my audience, and my sales struggled because of it. So this time around, I'm showing up consistently. I'm putting everything aside. My husband, my family, it's all about communication, right? My husband and my family know that next week is going to be crazy, and I will probably not be able to be as present as I normally am, but it's for a week. And that's kind of, what the grind is. So I am excited to see what happens next week. I'm excited to put the trust and the faith in myself to show up, and that people will buy, people will get the results. And I'm recording this now in the middle of it, but I'm purposefully not launching it until after the doors close, because this isn't meant to be a podcast that sells my program and course. This is meant to be a podcast that just kind of shares the experience that I've been going down and what I've learned and how I want to show up. And so, I didn't show up enough the first time, and I spent the same amount of money on Facebook ads, and it was, I don't want to say wasted money, because I definitely got a lot of people on my email list that I can continue to nurture and talk to. But if you're not going to show up and be dedicated and get the whole thing done and really give your audience everything that they need in order to make the buying decision, then you're wasting your money. And that's what I did. And I'm not doing it this time around. And I'm super excited to see how the results change. And hopefully by the time we get ready to launch this episode, I might be able to add in a little recap, but I'll probably do a recap episode for you a little bit later down the road. But I just wanted to come to you and say, whether you're launching a physical product or a service, or you're expanding in your product line at your brick and mortar, pay attention to how you show up when you're not launching new product, and then pay attention to how your audience responds when you are launching. What is the feedback you're getting? What are the comments you're getting? What is the excitement you're getting? Are they really feeling like what you're giving them as this product is going to solve a problem, a real problem that they have? And understand that while we all have things that we love to do, there's definitely parts of my business that I like to do more than others. Just because that's true doesn't mean that that's going to resonate with your audience. So paying attention to how you can serve your audience better, how you can provide products and services that really make an impact on their lives, those things are important. And those are things that I learned from every launch. What was my messaging like that really resonated, or what didn't? How can I say things in a different way that's going to make them understand that I can solve their problem? All of these things are important. So I'm in the middle of the launch. I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I've got one more full week to go. And I just want to encourage you to continue to push through. And even if a launch doesn't go the way you want it to, that's okay, because you're going to learn something from it and you're going to continue to move forward. And that's what makes a successful entrepreneur. So I'm going to leave it at that. Make it a shorter episode, because time is money, my friend, and we all have lots of things going on. But I appreciate you being a part of the Digital Marketing Therapy podcast and listening to these episodes. So much so that if you can take a picture of you subscribing wherever you listen, share it on Instagram with hashtag DMT podcast, I will give you a I will give you a coupon code to get our free website redesign workbook for free, which is a $47 workbook. And this workbook walks you through all of the things that you need to do before designing or redesigning your website. Either way, I hope you subscribe wherever you listen so that you can get these new episodes as they come out. And thank you for being a part of our community. I really appreciate it. Doing this podcast is one of the things that I love doing more than anything in my business, and I thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.